Hello and welcome back to my GTNH playthrough. It is January 7th, 2026. We are over here in my main battery, and I'm over here because I realized a bunch of these guys are off. Here we go. Why isn't this guy running? Million? That'd be why. He's out of deuterium. Okay. That's alright. We're working on that. So, this will be a pretty quick update. Isn't too much to show off. Just kind of showing the state of the world right now, which is at the moment suffering massive hydrogen shortages, which I do need to address because getting the hydrogen under control will help with getting my helium reserves under control. I did swap all of these reactors to be producing helium plasma because now that I have the Nequata reactor, my power keeps up just fine, so I'm not as worried about having tin going to one of these guys for the better rate into supercritical steam, because even with just helium, we got back up to 100 million dense supercritical, and it's just climbing, so we're good here. This stuff down here, 352, so we are climbing here. It's not too fast. The main reason is because my Nequardia / enriched... well, I have plenty of enriched, but to get the enriched to process into Nequata acid emulsion, excuse me. I don't know why I didn't just click on this guy. Oh, whatever. To get this guy to process into the acidic emulsion, we need hydrofluoric. Hydrofluoric's another thing we're down. So today just mainly been addressing a bunch of resource stuff. So where I started to tackle off real minor thing was, get me out of here. Is, excuse me, hop over here. In the industrial apiary, I should say, you can see it uses 2 million EU per tick now. I did an extra hatch. Also put in a bunch of different bees that were all over in that processing. I just kind of threw everything in here that was currently in these lines, besides I think indium and stuff, because that processing is incredibly slow. Like if we look at my indium cones, not too bad. Trinium cones is another one that's over there, 500,000. So just some general stuff over here, all the phosphorus, helium, etc. But I do need to make more of those bees because I do need more of those cones. Like I said, right now the main problem is hydrogen. So the way I'm going to address that is just more electrolyzers, honestly, because I don't really want to go to space instead of space pumps. Maybe that's better, but I got the electrolyzers crafted. The last I checked, I was waiting on the IV solars. Still need 3 more to be able to craft that. Yeah, they're still crafting. So just waiting on that to go through, and I'll throw those out in the desert, basically, if we were to come look over here, instead of me flying all the way over here. I've got 4 electrolyzers, sets of 4 set up, just making oxygen, hydrogen. Just gonna plop these guys down here and keep on making those. So that's that. And then, yeah, for the only actual progress I made today, we hopped down in here. I did start spamming assembly lines. Now, I will say everything on the right here is not hooked up yet. And if we look, we've got a mixture. So this is technically the wetware stuff, or will be the future home of the wetware stuff. I was making use of copy pasting assembly lines, etc. I'm experimenting with the number of numbers because I'm not quite sure what I want them to be at, but I think I'm going with 666. I might do 654 and then 6 of the regular assembly lines just for wetware mainframes. We'll see. I think that should keep up. Over on this side, however, this stuff is hooked up. These are here making me, when I go to craft them, the neural processing units. The way this will get mirrored over here with slight adjustments for the different shapes of multi-blocks. But we got my regular Ender IO conduit coming in for the maintenance hatches. If we hop down here, I've got a red line, which this is just the export into the mainframe. The only thing this is hooked up to is the output buses. And then I've got this white line going to a dual P2P interface into here, and then just the normal setup for an assembly line with storage buses starting down there. In this case, going from 7 to 1 and 3 to 1. And again, this is mostly just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, with me doing some of the conduit stuff in my hand. I also am working towards trying to change all my recipes to be the raw circuits, because I did notice in my crafting, specifically, compact. If I go to do the compact fusion reactor, I notice it's going for, it wants me to do a bunch of crystal assemblies, or where was the other one that was more egregious? Maybe it was in the, oh yeah, here, nano assemblies. Like, I shouldn't have anything requesting to make nano assemblies anymore. So there are a lot of patterns that will need to go back through. I don't know the best way I want to address them. Maybe, I don't know. Still figuring that out. I don't know a good way, just because I did this to myself where I used the actual circuits before, because I didn't realize I could just make these generic circuits in the forming presses, or else I would have been doing that from the start. I would have saved, would have saved future me a lot of time. But yeah, that's basically it for now. I'm not going to play anymore the rest of the night. I'm just going to go read and go to bed. But tomorrow I'll get these guys all set up, and then I will mess around. I think once these are set up, and then I track down what's calling for some of those inefficient circuit recipes, like fix a few of my patterns that are built into making the Mark III reactor. I think that might be good to try to fire it up. I also, need to set up those electrolyzers. I'll just copy paste those, so it should be relatively fast. But because I am short 50 million helium, and the hydrogen is basically the first thing in the chain to get to said helium, and once I get the hydrogen addressed, this should correct itself pretty fast. I'm not using helium for anything besides crafting now, since I use the deuterium, tritium recipe for helium plasma. So yeah, that's where I'm at, and what I'll be working on tomorrow. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. I know it was a little shorter today, not as much of an update, but sometimes that's the way it is. Craig Tech New Horizons. Love it. Hope you have a good night. Goodbye.